Okay, hi guys, welcome. Why is it not focused? Hey guys, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing my 2018 favorites. I know this video is really late. I apologize. Please see my last video where I am dressed the exact same way because this was filmed on the same day for the details as to where I've been. But welcome to my new apartment. Welcome to a new chapter in my life. Let's get started with these favorites. Disclaimer in case anyone cares, the reason why my voice sounds so different in these videos compared to how it's sounding right now is because I was getting over a really bad bout of laryngitis. So that's why I sound all deep and husky in this video, and then in real life I sound like a 15-year-old. There's your explanation. If you are new to my channel, hello, my name is Amanda. I make videos about everything that I'm into, and they're sometimes subpar, but they're fun to make. So if you like the content that I create and want to see me get progressively better as time goes on, hit that subscribe button and send me a comment. Let's talk. I don't like talking to myself anyway. So now for real, let's get in. I am not centered in the frame, I don't think, but let's get into this video. To my own surprise, 2018 by and far was the year of discovering things, which is very rare for me because I'm not a very adventurous person and I'm not the kind of person that tries new products or reads new books or blah blah blah. So this is very shocking, but it's really cool. So the first category I'm going to get into are books and entertainment. I have books, movies, songs, and TV shows that I discovered this year or read this year or whatever this year. So let's get into it. The first book I have is Crush by Richard Sykin. It is a poetry book. If you know me on Tumblr, you know that my brand is now Richard Sykin, thanks to fanfictions I have written throughout the year of 2018. He writes a lot about love and heartbreak, and there's this underlying tone of panic that makes it really relatable to me because it's not romanticizing or glossing over love. It's talking about love as if it's like this terrifying, like nebulous thing that he doesn't think he deserves, and I relate hardcore to that. So if you want to understand me, read this book. If you want a place to start, I highly recommend Litany in Which Certain Things Are Crossed Out and Little Beast. They are very, very good. You probably would be familiar with Sykin if you've been on the internet for any length of time because his poem Scheherazade is quoted a lot and like put on like those We Heart It text post things a lot. Hardly ever with credit, but it's there. So I definitely recommend this book. The next book I have is It's What I Do, A Photographer's Life of Love and War by Lindsay Addario. This is a memoir by a multiple award-winning photojournalist, Lindsay Addario. She is a badass. She is so cool. I actually got the chance to talk to her on the radio when she was being interviewed by NPR and I freaked out. But she is everything that I want to be as a journalist. And she weaves a really, really good story of her life without editorializing, but also giving us like a clear view into her experiences. And she's one of the trailblazing women in journalism, and I don't have a lot of those to look up to, so even though we're not in the same industry, I'll take it. But this is a very, very good book. It's a couple years old, but I just recently discovered it, so yeah, highly recommend. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, get yourself a copy. The next book, to the shock of no one, is another journalism book. It's All the President's Men by Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein. This is the story of the Washington Post investigation into the Watergate scandal. This is written by the two reporters that headed it up, and it's a really good retelling of what happened in the golden age of journalism. It's also sprinkled in like little salty comments where you can tell that they're journalists, like, oh yeah, we didn't get any sleep, or oh yeah, this thing happened. Like, you can just tell it was written by journalists. And I'm really glad I discovered this book because this book is written about the investigation and the time of journalism that I wish I could have been a part of, but I wasn't even alive yet, so that's not possible, but you get my point. If you've been following me on the internet for any length of time, you probably are not going to be surprised by this, but the last book that is in my 2018 favorites is this massive tome. This is Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare. It's the third book in her Dark Artifices trilogy. This book ripped my soul out and then stomped on it, but in a really good way. It's one of those books. I have been into Cassandra Clare's books since I was in middle school. I've been invested in this particular series and its characters since I was about 15. I cannot express enough how much I really liked this book. I know that's probably going to be controversial and people are going to roast me, but that's fine. Explanation time. A lot of people make fun of people that are into Cassandra Clare's books. They say that they're too juvenile or they're poorly written, or a lot of people have issues with the way that the author has behaved in the past. So that's why I'm saying people might roast me, which is fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinions, but I think I'm allowed to like one slightly problematic, potentially problematic thing.
I don't know.
This has everything that I love. It's got the found family trope, the friends to lovers trope. It's got great character development, pretty good representation, actually. I'm pretty impressed. And it's so thick, and I finished it in like 3 days, and it was such a nice way to get back into reading for fun, because prior to this book, I hadn't done that in a really long time. But even though my favorite character is dead, I still really enjoyed this book, and it makes me really happy, and so that's why it's in my favorites. And yeah, okay, anyway, moving on to movies. I only really have 2 movies that I can think of that I really enjoyed this year enough to watch again. And the first one I have here, and the second one I don't, but the first one, to the shock of no one, is All the President's Men, the movie. It's very entertaining, and it's very accurate to the book. And there's some moments in there that are very surprisingly human for a scripted movie. And that made me really happy. The second movie that I have in my favorites is recent, and it's the movie Spotlight. I have wanted to be on the Spotlight team for quite a while. The Spotlight team is the Boston Globe's investigative journalism team. It is the premier investigative reporting team in the country. Anyone who wants to be an investigative reporter probably wants to work for Spotlight. And so do I. But yeah, the movie itself talks about the Boston Globe Spotlight team investigation into the Catholic Church and sex abuse by clergy. So it's a really heavy movie and definitely not, you know, like appropriate for all viewers. But it's really good. And it's a really good and very accurate portrayal of what investigative journalism is like and what journalism is like. And for that reason, it makes me really happy. Like, when I first watched it, I was like kind of crying a little bit because I was like, this is what I want to do. Like, this is what, like, I want my life to be like. So that's one of my favorites, was discovering that movie. And yeah. As far as TV shows go, admittedly, I haven't really discovered any new TV shows this year. However, I will say that rediscovering counts for the purposes of this video. So my favorites for this year would have to be The Office. I finally finished watching it. Friends, I finally finished watching Friends as well. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Nikita. And again, same day, different look and no makeup, but another thing that should have been in my favorites was The 100 Season 5. I don't know why I didn't say it, I just like forgot, but The 100 is always a favorite, and Season 5 was awesome, so there you go. Have to stay on brand, have to make sure people remember I'm still obsessed with the show, as if anyone could ever forget, because I never shut up about it. At my own risk, I'm going to list my Spotify top songs for 2018 playlist down below, because those are all the songs I've been into. I'm not a person who's like into artist by artist. I really enjoy, with like one exception, I really enjoy individual songs. So I'm going to link that whole playlist down below because those are my favorite songs. But overall, I would have to say that my favorite artist for this year has been Imagine Dragons. They put out two incredible albums in 2018. I got to see them in concert over the summer, and it's one of those concerts where I want to go back and relive it because it was so awesome. And then I also need to give honorable mention to Panic at the Disco. Their new album came out in 2018, and it's a really good album. It's a jam. But I'm gonna link that entire playlist, I was like scrolling through it, down below so that you guys can see it. I'm gonna move on to fashion and beauty because shockingly I actually have a lot of stuff in that category. That's not typical for me. I'm a very like blasé, plain person, but here we are. So just gotta grab stuff. My first favorite for 2018 has been this purse. This has been my go-to purse for the better half of the last half of 2018. It's a Steve Madden purse. I got it for really cheap at Burlington Coat Factory, so don't think I'm out here spending money. But it's a really nice tote. It fits really well on me. It's not too big for my small size. It's got the outside pocket that I like. It's got some pockets on the inside as well to organize things. I use this small pocket right here to hold my Airpods, and it's really, really nice. So I really enjoy this purse. It's really nice, it's really handy. It wasn't so expensive that I feel like I have to treat it with kid gloves, but it suits my needs perfectly. And I've spent a long time trying to find a purse that does. So this is awesome, and it's definitely a favorite. Two more fashion things, then we'll get into beauty, which I have an entire basket, so that's where we are. So my next fashion favorites, actually have a whole container of them. Oh, jeez, okay. In 2018, I started wearing jeans, and I haven't worn jeans in about 3 years because I just couldn't find any that flattered me, but I found the jeans and the jean shorts that fit and flatter me so well, and they became the ultimate 2018 favorite, and I have them all in here. These are the American Eagle mom jeans. I have them in multiple colors and styles and fabrics. This one is my favorite, these pinstripe jeans. These have made an appearance on the gram more times than I can count. And then also these medium wash are just amazing. They go with everything. I love these jeans and the shorts as well. I only have them in 3 colors, but I don't really wear shorts when it's warm anyway. But I cannot say enough good things about these jeans. They are the mom jean style. They are high-waisted. They fit and flatter me, even in the places that are my trouble zones, which are the side of my thighs and my butt. Also, they come in short, which is crucial for me because I need to wear short pants because my height is all in my torso and my legs are just little bitty stubs. So these jeans are the perfect amount of high-waisted to flatter my really small waist. They smooth out the places where I'm a little bit chunkier than I want to be. They're so comfortable and soft and movable. I don't know, I don't think I'll ever find a pair of jeans as great as these, which is why I bought them in every color and design they come in. I'm also gonna be the most basic white girl in the world and say that my last fashion favorite for 2018 has been my Adidas Superstars. I know this is such a bougie thing to do. I splurged on these. I rewarded myself when I got a bonus and I bought these. They were not cheap and I understand that. I keep them nice because I have white leather polish, so that's how I justify buying white shoes that are really expensive, because I could polish them. But for being a trend shoe, they are very comfortable. They are designed to be worn as tennis shoes. I have worn them to everything and they have held up so well. They are so comfortable and they're really cute and they look great with the mom jeans, so I don't regret the investment, and they are a great pair of shoes and I've kept them pretty nice, which is awesome. But yeah, I have to be bougie and count these as someone's calling me. Sorry, I thought I turned my ringer off. Give me a hot sec.
Hey.
Hi, you're hiking.
Have snow.
Oh wow.
Love the snow. It's my birthday.
So I have a shocking amount of beauty favorites. This was the year that I experimented a lot with different makeup and beauty and skincare products because I realized that I needed to better myself as a person, and that starts from the skin. So I'm not going to go in any particular order because then we would be here literally all day. So I'm just going to reach into this basket of things and hope that I don't get makeup on my bedspread because I've already gotten blood on it from a nosebleed. So let's not do a repeat. The first thing I'm going to show you is the Tarte Pro Glow Highlight and Contour Palette. I realized that Tarte is like my brand of pretty much everything except foundation. So I picked this up because it's the best highlight and contour palette that I have used, and I tried a lot of them. Thank you, Ulta, for your return policy. This is what it looks like. It's clearly very well loved. Oh, the light is coming off, sorry. This is very clearly well loved. I have found that this is the only contour palette with a contour color that is buildable enough for when I'm really pale, but also shows up when I'm really tan. And it's a little expensive, but it's very, very good quality, so I could justify it. And this is the only contour palette that I use. I use this every day. Also, almost every day, I use the Tarte Clay Play Volume 2 palette. This is an eyeshadow palette. This is literally my ideal aesthetic in a palette in terms of eye color. You can tell that this is very well loved and I've used quite a lot of it. This is everything, every kind of look that I would ever want is in this palette. I do own other eye palettes, but this is the one that I continue to reach for constantly, and probably when it runs out I will rebuy it, which is something that I have never been able to say before. So this is a very, very good palette. It's very high quality and I really like it a lot. I became one of those people that likes Glossier. I discovered 2 of their products, 3 of them actually, but 2 makeup products of theirs really work for me. One of them being the Glossier Boy Brow, which is just a nice brow gel to put in your brow. I use brown because that's closest to my natural brow color. This is not thick and goopy, and it really works well with my natural brows, which are kind of thin and fine, but there's a lot of them. This helps bring definition and make them look like they're manageable, so I really like that. I also really like Glossier's Cloud Paint in the shade Beam. It's their liquid blush. This gives me a really nice natural flush. It's kind of a peachy pink, so it complements my natural olive undertones, but it gives me a really nice natural flush that cream and powder blush does not really accomplish, so I really like this as well. Also, in terms of things in tubes, I discovered the Bare Minerals Combo Control Milky Face Primer, and I have to say, I was a little doubtful, but it's really good. It's nice and moisturizing, which is why I wanted to buy it, because when it's the winter time, my skin gets really dry. But all of 2018, my skin was really dry. So this really helped moisturize my face, but also help my makeup stay on all the time, which for my oily T-zone is a miracle. So I really enjoyed this one. We're just blowing through these favorites. I also discovered, speaking of Tarte, the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, which everybody in God talks about, but it's really worth the hype. I have really bad under eye circles, dark under eye circles. I also have really bad acne scarring, particularly on my chin. This makes it look like it was never there. I also discovered 2 foundations that I really, really like. And again, it's really hard for me to try new things. It's very difficult for me to invest money in makeup unless I know it works. So this is a big deal. The first one is the Lancome Tinty Dole Ultra Wear foundation. My shade is 160 Ivory W. They have a really nice wide range as well, so I could really get a close match to my skin. This is very long wearing and it stayed on my face all day. It is expensive, but like I found out in all of 2018, you'd get what you pay for when it comes to makeup, so this is a really good investment and I'm really glad that I bought this. Same thing with the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation. I'm in the shade 1N1, and again, this is very long wearing. It's got great coverage. It's not drying, but it's not oily, so it won't come off my face, but it doesn't cake on. And I don't know, both of these are very good. Currently I'm using this because the shade is more accurate. This is more for me in like the summertime, but I'm a big fan. Okay, moving on to skincare slash things that don't pertain to the makeup but still to the body. The first thing I have to give props to is my Neutrogena Microdermabrasion. It comes with little pads. You just kind of slough all of the dead skin off your face. My sister actually discovered this back in August of 2018, and by September I was obsessed and I got my own because I was tired of borrowing her stuff. This does so well for what I expected it to do. I thought it was going to be kind of sucky. I didn't really like my Clairsonic when I had it, but this is so great. I can feel the difference on my skin when I moisturize. I do this like 3 times a week, which is what they recommend doing, and I really see a difference not only in the softness and smoothness of my skin, but also the elasticity and the size of my pores. I have really large pores on my nose and the sides of my nose. This has really been helpful in closing them, so I definitely recommend this. It's so cheap. You can get it at Ulta. The refiller pads are not that expensive. If you have dead skin, dry skin, or a lot of open pores, I would highly recommend this. Or even if you just want to reset your face, I would recommend investing in this because it's a really, really great product. As far as face masks go, I did discover one face mask that really works for me, and it's the 3rd Glossier product that I told you I was into, and it's their Mega Greens Galaxy Pack Detoxifying Face Mask. It's green, looks like this. People say it smells like green tea. I can't really smell anything, so I can't speak to that, but I've heard really good things about this, and so when I tried it, I was pleasantly surprised. It really helps my skin turn over. It helps my skin detox. I think it's also helped in the diminishing of my acne scarring on the side of my cheek and on my chin, but that could be any number of things, but this is really good. Also need to give props to my Jade Roller. I got one of these off Amazon. You can get them pretty much anywhere. They are worth the hype. I have noticed a definite difference. I have thyroid and lymph drainage problems, so from a health standpoint, it really helps me drain my lymph nodes on the side of my neck. And then from the vanity standpoint, it also helps depuff my face and make me look like I have a jawline. The last beauty thing is my Colgate Optic White toothpaste, which is really weird. I don't think I've ever seen toothpaste in a favorites video before, but this really, really consistently whitens my teeth. It doesn't have enough fluoride in it to do damage to my body because I'm very sensitive to fluoride. It has hydrogen peroxide, which really does help whiten your teeth, and I've seen definite results, so this gets definite favorite status. I'm going to move on to lifestyle slash miscellany. All of these favorites have improved my life in some way, which is why they're in the video, even though hardly any of them are new. So, the first favorite is my Apple Watch, which you have seen. I got this about midway through the year, I think. This is the Series 1 Apple Watch, so it's not the newest by any means, but I really like it. It definitely has improved my life. I like being able to get text notifications or call notifications on here on my wrist. I never have my phone ringer on, so this is really helpful because it'll ping me in real time instead of waiting until I look at my phone again. So that in of itself is really great. I've also been able to answer my phone on it, talk into it like I'm a spy, which is kind of cool. And I also use it to track my workouts and my activity throughout the day. I can also turn up and down the volume on the music I'm playing. It's just little things that I don't need, but they're really nice to have, and they improve the quality of my life when I use them. I hate myself for this as much as you're gonna hate me for this, but I do have AirPods. I invested in these after my really cheap wireless headphones that I got for Christmas broke, and I was telling my mom that, you know, Apple has these wireless headphones, but they're really expensive, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, well, just get them anyway. So I did save up and I bought them. Apple earbuds are the only earbuds that fit my ears the most comfortably, and no one else in my family understands that. So whenever they get new electronics, I get all of the Apple EarPods, which are great. But the AirPods are awesome. I really like them. I think that they are exactly what I wanted out of a wireless headphone set. And I don't use them with my laptop, but I do use them with my phone. I just recently got an iPhone 7 because I traded in my 6S Plus, so now they're really nice to have because I don't have a headphone jack at all on the iPhone 7. So these are really come in handy, and I use them for equal parts working out / listening to music, and then I also use one of them as a Bluetooth, so if I'm driving or just moving around the house and talking to my mom, I can have one of them in and use it as a Bluetooth. Speaking of wireless Bluetooth things, I also have to give a shout out to the Canon Ivy wireless printer. These print all of the small photos that you've seen in my bullet journal, and this has been a really awesome little printer. I've used it a lot to print out photos to give to people, to enclose in cards to my grandparents, just little things like that. It's just really fun and nice to have, so it gets a spot in my favorites video. Also, speaking of small, nice to have things, I did buy a vlog camera this year, and this is one of my favorites. It's the Sony Cybershot 300, I believe. I'll link the actual one down below. It is comparable, in my opinion, to the Canon G7X because I've used the Canon G7X before, like on a demo, and this is a fraction of the price and it works just as well in my mind. It shoots a variety types of video. You can shoot MP4, you can shoot AVCHD, which is like for 4K video, so it's very versatile. It does have that flip up screen for ultimate vlogging. I've dropped it a couple times and it still works fine, so I mean, highly recommend. I'm glad that I invested in this. And then the other thing that I really got into this year was stainless steel water bottles. You've seen this in my vlogs before. This is a Swell for Starbucks water bottle that I got on discount because my sister works there, holla, but I really like the stainless steel water bottle trend. I find it so much more appealing than the plastic water bottles that I used to reuse, and it's just really cute and functional. So there you go. The last tangible item I have in my favorites video, to the shock of no one, is my bullet journal. I started bullet journaling in January and I actually kept up with it all year, which is something I did not expect to do. But here we are at the end of the year, and I did keep up with the whole thing. There's a couple of empty pages at the end, but you know, I just didn't use it up toward the end of the year because I was busy moving. But I am going to do a full flip through of my whole bullet journal so that you guys can see the progression of the whole thing. But I did keep up with it. I really enjoy it, and I plan on continuing it in 2019. So this is definitely a good investment in my time, and I'm really glad that I kept it up. So it's a fave. This video was so long, I'm gonna stop it now, but thank you very much for watching all of this. Let me know what some of your 2018 favorites were. I hope that this video was fun for you to witness. Please leave me a comment and chat with me, and I would love it if you're new here and you would like to. You can subscribe. But I love you guys very much. I hope you're having a wonderful week wherever you are. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.